When you think of monsters in Berserk, you think of these guys.
Giant, fanged, tentacled nightmare fuel that turn people into a light snack.
And yeah, they're terrifying. They're horrifying. But are they the most disgusting characters in the series? Not even close. Because the true stomach-turning horror of Berserk isn't what happens when a man makes a deal with a demon. It's what a man will do all by himself. Today, we're not looking at the supernatural. We're looking at the sickeningly human. This is ranking Berserk's 5 most disgusting human characters. Kicking off our list is a man so insignificant he doesn't even have a name, yet his actions are unforgettable. He is Griffith's torturer, and he represents the banality of evil. He is driven by a grand dream, political ambition, or religious fervor. His cruelty is his job, and he is sickeningly good at it. For an entire year, he meticulously deconstructed a human being, not just with brute force, but with a craftsman's precision. Severing tendons, removing the tongue, flaying skin, he is the personification of sadism, given a uniform and a paycheck. What makes him truly disgusting is his complete lack of any grander motivation. He is a bureaucrat of pain, a man who finds purpose and perhaps even a twisted sense of professional pride in the systematic destruction of another person. He doesn't hate Griffith. He likely feels nothing for him at all. Griffith is simply a project, a canvas for his gruesome art. He is a chilling reminder that the most monstrous acts don't always require monstrous reasons. Sometimes, all it takes is a man with a set of tools and the permission to use them. You have to imagine this guy's internal monologue. Another day, another tendon to sever. It's not much, but it's honest work. He probably goes home and complains to his wife that the king's order to keep him alive is stifling his creativity. He's not a demon, he's just a guy who's really into his work. And that's what makes him so skin-crawlingly disgusting. At number 4, we have Governor Gennon, a character who embodies the predatory nature of unchecked power. Gennon is a pederast who uses his immense wealth and political influence to exploit the vulnerable. His most notable victim is a young Griffith, whom he pays for sexual favors in exchange for funding the nascent Band of the Hawk. Gennon's evil is disgusting because it is transactional and built on a foundation of abuse. He sees people not as human beings, but as commodities to be bought and consumed. He's a perfect representation of the rot that festers within the highest echelons of society. His actions are a grim reminder that the civilized world of nobles and politics can be just as monstrous as any battlefield, and that the worst wounds are often inflicted not by a sword, but by the quiet, coercive horror of exploitation. This guy makes the torturer look like a well-adjusted member of society. He's the kind of guy who would leave a 1-star review on a brothel because the ambience wasn't exploitative enough. His entire personality is a walking, talking human rights violation, and the fact that his disgusting habits are an open secret among the nobility makes it even worse. Ugh, this guy is the absolute worst. He's like a medieval sugar daddy from hell. Exactly. He's a predator who hides behind a veneer of wealth and power. He's not just a monster, he's a coward. And that combination is what lands him squarely at number 4 on our list of human garbage. Our number 3 spot goes to the King of Midland, a man who demonstrates how quickly the veneer of nobility can crumble to reveal the monster beneath. The king's disgusting nature is rooted in his incestuous obsession with his own daughter, Princess Charlotte. When he perceives Griffith as a rival for her affections, his jealousy transforms into a sadistic, all-consuming rage. His year-long meticulous torture of Griffith is not an act of justice. It's the deeply personal and pathetic cruelty of a man whose ego has been shattered. He represents the ultimate hypocrisy of power, a ruler who condemns a commoner for a crime while harboring far more twisted desires himself. His evil is disgusting because it is born from a place of pathetic, possessive weakness masquerading as royal authority. He's a king whose kingdom is his own fragile ego. This guy gives new meaning to the term overprotective father. His list of rules for dating his daughter probably starts with, have her home by 10, and ends with, I will personally ensure your bloodline ends in a dark, forgotten hole. He's a walking, talking therapy bill, a man whose family tree is a wreath. He's not just a bad king. He's a Freudian nightmare in a crown. He's a man so consumed by his own vile desires that he'd rather destroy his kingdom's greatest asset and torture him for a year than admit his own failings. And that's what makes him so profoundly disgusting. Taking the silver medal for disgust is Bishop Mozgus. Mozgus is terrifying for a unique reason. His evil is not born from selfishness, greed, or lust, but from absolute, unwavering conviction. As the chief inquisitor of the Holy See, he genuinely believes he is doing God's work by torturing and executing heretics. He is a chilling critique of religious fanaticism, a man whose faith is so absolute that it allows him to justify the most graphic and inhumane acts. He doesn't see his actions as cruel. He sees them as righteous acts of purification. This makes him one of the most realistic and disturbing villains in the series, a reflection of real-world atrocities committed in the name of dogma. His evil is disgusting because it is self-righteous and utterly convinced of its own virtue. Mozgus is the kind of guy who would read the terms and conditions and then use them to beat you to death. His morning routine is probably 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, and 50 Hail Marys while crushing a man's skull with a book. The sheer tonal whiplash of this pious Bible-thumping strongman and his band of equally unhinged disciples is what makes him so darkly hilarious. He's a holy man whose primary method of conversion is blunt force trauma. He's so convinced of his own righteousness that he literally becomes a monster without a bayonet, powered by sheer fanatical belief. And that dedication to the craft is what makes him our second most disgusting human. And now we arrive at number 1. The most disgusting human character in Berserk is not a king, a bishop, or a sadist. He is a failed father figure. He is Gambino. His evil is the most intimate and foundational in the entire series. As Guts' adoptive father, he was the source of his original trauma. The analysis here is a deep psychological breakdown of the abuse Guts suffered, the cold emotional neglect, the brutal physical violence, and the ultimate soul-shattering betrayal of selling a child's body for 3 silver coins. Gambino is the most disgusting human, because his actions are the genesis of the Black Swordsman. He is the origin point for Guts' inability to trust, his deep-seated fear of being touched, and the bottomless well of rage that defines him for decades. while other villains are monstrous, Gambino's evil is a quiet, domestic poison that created the very monster we follow for the rest of the story. His betrayal wasn't for a kingdom or for God. It was for 3 pieces of silver, and that pathetic, intimate cruelty is the most disgusting of all.
The comedy here has to be precise. It's not aimed at the abuse, but at the abuser's pathetic, self-serving excuses. Gambino is the kind of guy whose list of people to blame for his problems is longer than the Dragon Slayer. He's a masterclass in victim blaming and drunken rationalizations. He's not just a bad father, he's a black hole of personal responsibility. He didn't just fail guts, he actively manufactured his trauma and then had the audacity to blame him for it. And that pathetic, cowardly, and deeply human evil is what makes him, without a doubt, the most disgusting human character in all of Berserk. From the sadist in the dungeon to the fanatic on the pyre to the failed father in the camp, these 5 characters prove one of Berserk's darkest truths. You don't need a behelit to become a monster. Their evil is grounded, personal, and sickeningly real. They are a chilling reminder that the greatest horrors are often born not from a pact with demons, but from the simple, terrible choices of ordinary men. So, who did I miss? Is there a human character even more disgusting than these 5? Let the comment section war begin. And while you're down there, do me a favor and sacrifice that subscribe button to the algorithm gods. It's what these guys deserve. See you next time, strugglers.